Peace, love, health, and more vibe tribe. Like and subscribe. Help your boy break away from that 9 to 5. I am your host, KP, and I am here on behalf of Sacred Self Healing Center, where the heart is the center for healing. Understand that when you come here, this is spa day for the soul. Chicken noodle soup for the spirit. And mani and petty day for the ego. Understand that when you come here, this is a hard hat area. Understand that when you come. All right. So sorry about that. What up? What up? What up? All right. So we got new moon readings. All right. So what I want to do is incorporate your sign and your cards to create a new moon reading for you. So if you leave your sign, and I'll pull you a card. And if you donate, I'll pull you another card and another card and another card. Right? DJ Khaled. Another one. All right. What up? What up, T? What up? So we got the new moon readings collective. It is the last live. I'm alright. I'm blessed that I got a couple angels here with me. Right. Um. Yeah. I ain't no complaints. Ready to do some work. Seeing if I can help you. Can I interest you in a reading? Can I interest you in a new moon reading? Hey, put them hearts in the chat. What happened to Marky Mark Mike? I came through. Every time I'm about to get on live, he always on live. All right, so tell me your sign, and I'm gonna pull you some cards, and we gonna see how this new moon is gonna be affecting your sign. All right. So one thing I will say, what up, John? All right, so hmm, I wonder. I wonder how fast I can clip readings so I won't have to do them over. You know what? I think I'm gonna do the signs in the YouTube shorts. You know what? I'm not gonna do the signs. I'm gonna do the signs separately. I'm gonna do the signs separately. I got to. I got to do it separately. I got to do it right. You would like a reading? All right. First come, first serve. You know the routine. All right. So if you want to get on the list after the Traveling Gypsy show, um, please follow the pin instructions in the chat. If you get bored, please don't leave. If you like me, then let the commercial play for 30 seconds. If you really like me, then hit the link associated with the commercial. You ain't got to sign up for nothing, but it's going to boost me in the algorithm. It's going to say, hey, his subscribers, they like the commercials that we put up. But if it's a commercial you don't like, then let me know. Because I can change the commercials too. But, I don't think I asked this yet. You just let the one commercial play a day. All right. So, new moon reading for T. What's wrong? Somebody got a neck bone issue? Your neck bone connected to your pain bone right now? Is that what's going on? John Henry Clark, you gotta hit me up. Okay then. I see you. Shout out to you for the donation. All right. So, uh, oh, I forgot I still got that water running. All right, here we go. So what's the scenario? Okay, so to really understand um the new moon reading. Not to say that anybody don't, but I just don't want to assume that everybody do. Right? I don't want to assume that everybody do. So to really understand the new moon reading, yeah, I know. I think I spoke to John a couple times. It's a family, but hey, have we initiated John into the Vibe tribe? Have we dropped them hearts on John yet? Hold on one second. All right, so I just say shout out to the cancers out there. Happy birthday to the cancers. You know what I'm saying? The Tropic of Cancer, the sun at its highest point. You know what I'm saying? Thankfully, the days is about to start getting shorter and shorter because it's like we just went from wintertime to hot as F outside, right? So the cards that you guys see here is a reference to the collective reading for Cancer, right? New moon marks the beginning of the new month and a new sign, right? And so the new moon is in Cancer. So again, shout out to all the Cancers. You know what I'm saying? Let's get some balloons and everything um in the chat. So we got some queen energy here. Um we got some queen energy here for you, T. Yeah, I saw it. Thank you so much. Um uh so before we even get before we even step forward, I just want to shout out to you. Make sure y'all go follow the link that was just posted by Nightbot in the chat. Shout out to the beautiful G Jizzle with the sizzle, right? She so hot she melt flip flops, right? To receive the serene healing vibes of the beautiful G Leds with music, art, and love. Make sure y'all tap that link right there. And also, won't y'all go ahead and show some love to the traveling jip. You understand what I'm saying? All right. Um, you too, right? Can also, if you hit me up, then you too can get some free promo. I don't mind helping you. You know what I'm saying? Just hit me up, and then we can come up with with a 1-2 to talk about. You know what I'm saying? So we can get you in the rotation as well. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we got the promo packages going for everybody. But you know, if you a reader and we read for each other, then I don't mind showing some promo. You know what I'm saying? Showing some promo love. All right. So I asked Taro, what can T expect from the perspective of a Cancer going into Cancer season? Um, and we got three cards. I think is a very solid, clear answer. Let's go ahead and get the cooking. All right. So we got the Seven of Pentacles. I mean, yeah, Seven of Pentacles, Five of Cups, right? And then we got the Queen of Wands, right? So we doubling up on the Queen energy for you, right? And like I always say, when I go live multiple times a day, you could possibly get multiple readings, right? Because I always do collective readings. And then as long as the readings don't get repetitive, I don't mind you getting multiple readings, okay? So right now, I definitely want you to go back and check out that collective reading from earlier, okay? And you will know once you see the label. John, you have received a reading from. Yeah. So we got the Seven of Pentacles. So for all of those who might not know, or just for a quick refresher, right? When we looking at the cards, we look at them like a small little sentence or phrase. So the Seven of Pentacles, right? So the seven is like spiritual mastery. Seven is spiritual evolution. Seven is gaining knowledge and wisdom, or gaining knowledge and being able to use it for wisdom. But also, seven is the number of patience and completion as well. Okay. The five is the number of conflict, loss, sometimes even deceit, despair. What is it called? Like arguments, fights. I'm missing a word. But and then the queen. Wait, let me make sure my math is right. Uh, is what the 12th card, and then the king is the 13th. So that 1 plus 3 equals 4, right? So the queen, right? Friday the 13th. I was just watching something about Friday the 13th, and the 13 being the number of the matriarch. So it's funny that it's coming up here again. So shout out to the divine feminine for sure, right? But the number 4 we already know is a very prominent number here. So 7, 5, and 4, which is balance and stability, right? Law and order. Um, so Pentacles represents the earth element. That's I want, and sometimes it deals. I mean, not I want, but I possess and I own. Sometimes, most of the times, it deals with money, but that's only because money is the even exchange tool, right? So oftentimes, when you want to manifest and the pentacles come out, and you're dealing with money, you want to think about the things that money can buy. So these pentacles that he's waiting to grow in the garden, right, are different things, right? So it could be like time to chill, maybe a loved one, maybe like a best friend. These pentacles represent the things that make you complete and whole. And remember, here we celebrate the 9 year because this is the year of fulfillment, right? Yes, disagreements for sure with that 5 of cups, if that's what you're referring to. And so just a quick view of the 5 of cups, right? We see a person here at the water. Now, just so you know, welcome to kptarotschool.com, right? The tarot school for the sacred emissaries, right? The 5 of cups represents, actually, it's like a precursor card for the hermit card, right? So this is a person before they decide to go into solitude, right? This is a mini brief moment of grief and despair. But as you can see, very rich in symbolism. This card has a bridge amongst many symbolisms that's prominent here. And the bridge actually is going to connect you to the future, right? So we got patience right here with spiritual mastery, right? And then we got a bridge to the future, right? And then last but not least, the queen, right, representing the water element herself. So that's the internal environment of a person. And then we have the wand suit here again, which is representing the wants and desires of a person. Okay, so again, shout out to all of the cancers, right? Shout out to all of the cancers. The new moon here is a time where we are planting seeds in the soil soaked in both reflection and resurrection. As cancers, we feel everything, right? Um, and right now, the moon is singing our name, not gently, but so deep. She's asking us, what are we holding that no longer feeds us? And what are we finally ready to cultivate right now? Okay, so understand that the cancer is very, 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 very heavy and rich in symbolism. and it's ruled by the moon. And it's funny because of the hottest days of the year, we always are in Cancer season, right? Which represents the moon. You said yes, we do. So, so with that being in mind, we understand that the internal aspects of a person um is very important when we dealing with aspects of the moon. And we can't talk about the internal without the subconscious and feelings and emotions and all of that stuff. And as a kid, I never really understood like how summer babies, right, is what I call y'all, people who born around this time of year. I never really understood y'all because I was born in October, late October, right? But now I understand about the moon in its relation to Cancer. It makes a lot of sense how you guys are so very passionate. It really makes a lot of sense, right? Because of the combination of the sun and the moon. So getting back to the cards, right? We start here with the seven of pentacles in the slow garden, right? We can nickname this the slow garden. But within the seven of pentacles, we're standing in the field of our efforts, asking if we've been I'm sorry, asking what we've been watering is really worth the wait. Okay, so we asking if we July 14th. Yeah, yeah. Um, yes. But when we talking about the signs really quick, why you delete your message? What happened? When we talking about the signs really quick, I believe if you might be asking, is it like on the cusp? And I believe that is just full Cancer. It's right. It to me is right smack in the middle. I'm not an expert on when Cancer go into So I don't even remember what's after Cancer right now. I'm not an expert, but I do delve in and I like to call myself an astrology student because even with my knowledge of the cards, um, oh yeah, definitely. You know what? You know what? I don't mind pulling up a chart for you, especially if you know your time, if you know your birth, if you know your birth time. I definitely don't mind pulling up a chart for you. All right, I don't mind doing that. I got you. But looking at the seven of so remember I asked Tarot what maybe can you expect moving forward. Um, okay, cool. 7:30. Okay. Okay, so I asked Tarot, what can we expect? What seeds to plant, right? As we move into the new moon, right? Um, so starting off, remember that the seven deals with spiritual assessment, inner wisdom, and patience, right? Um, we start with in the slow garden with the seven of pentacles. We're standing in the field of our efforts, asking if what we've been watering is really worth the wait. This card is a mirror. Have we been investing in something that aligns with where we're headed, or just where we've been? All right, so we're looking at past and future right now. It's time to take an honest pause. The soil we plant now must support not just our survival, but our soul's direction. This card tells us to plant with intentions. With this card tells us to plant with intentions, not out of habit. Um, whether it's our work, relationships, or lifestyle, we're being asked to trust the long game right now. All right. So what the kids keep saying, trust the process. But only if it what we want still makes sense. Okay. If it's not, It's okay to prune the vine before we waste more seasons. So pause real fast. Okay, what's up, guided? So really fast, what I want us to focus on is the fact that well, whatever we doing every single day, no matter who, what, when, where, why, or how, we got to make sure we're putting our energy towards things that we can say I'm going to be proud of myself for doing in the future, right? Right now is not the season to have like downtime, waste time, because even intentionally, if we intentionally use our downtime right, we can use downtime as time for growth and healing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so I want us to make sure that we understand that patience is going to be very key because you've already been planting the seeds, right? All right, so okay, we got to figure out how to. I don't know how to do that. Oh, okay, oh, it did it. All right, cool. That's what's up. Oh, okay, it did it this time. Okay, that's what's up. Thank you for that. Peace, love, health, and wealth. All right, so patience, because the seeds that you planted are soon going to be budding and ready to harvest. Okay, so understanding again when we looking at this five. All right, the five of cups uh brings a wave of grief. Okay, and the first thing I want to say is that this wave of grief is where you need to heal and let go in order for you to close a chapter. Okay, so I'm not necessarily trying to be a prophet of doom or anything like that, but what I'm trying to explain to you is that whenever your subconscious brings up memories or wherever, right, that are unpleasant, this is an opportunity for you to heal, so you can kind of get like, it's kind of like eating the mush when you heal. When you heal things that's deeply rooted, kind of look at it as like eating a mushroom on Super Mario, right? And the more you get consistent with eating those mushrooms, the more they're going to be effective and the longer they're going to last. And then eventually, once you eat your last mushroom, you won't need anymore because you've healed everything that you ever needed to heal. So you'll be able to heal things without even needing to eat the mushroom anymore, right? Hopefully that's making sense, right? um so so what remember that the cups represent your capacity to feel, right? And I think, what's that saying, I don't have all my spoons today or something like that. um just like when you go through a physical wound, sometimes it might hurt, it might sting, it might burn, sometimes it might itch, sometimes it even might stink a little bit, right? But you're gonna have to hit it with that peroxide, right? You're gonna have to let it get some air, even if it might be ugly, right? And you're gonna have to hit it with the neosporin, right? And the internal environment is just as fragile or even worse as the external, right? So I want you to take a moment and really incorporate peace, love, health, and wealth into your life right now, and what it really means to you, right? And so the newfound foundation of peace, love, health, and wealth in your life is going to directly heal and overgrow those weeds that was in the garden before. But the only thing you need to do is be ready to wash your cups out, meaning clean out the closet, right? And embrace the change that's going to come from washing those cups out in the river, okay? And once you heal that, then it's going to be a quick trip over the bridge, across the mountain, or away we go, whatever it is, right? And it's time for you to what sign is the Queen of Wands? I can't remember. What sign does that represent? I told y'all I ain't good with the signs. But Oh, you a fun guy? That's very funny, right? Because I coined that phrase a few years ago. But the Queen of Wands, right, is your rightful place on the throne. All right. I know it's a fire sign, but I need. Hold on. Let me check my notes real fast. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. It is Leo. Okay. So I'm really curious to look at your chart because for this Queen of Wands to be the epitome of the direction you going in, I wonder what your blockages are. I'm really curious right now. I'm really curious to see what the blockages are. So it wasn't. It was three, not four. I think I said that wrong. I think no, that's not right because if the page is 11, so how do it correlate with three? Then I can't remember how they do the numerology of that. Then because I thought it'd be four. Anyways, this card, um, speaks of expression, confidence, and mastery. And one thing I will say is don't be afraid to practice because perfection is not necessarily real, but mastery is something that's very highly attainable on this third dimension. Okay, so one thing I want you to understand with this card is it represents things coming full circle, right? Fulfillment and mastery, right? But the difference between the queen and the king is she rules again more or less from the internal world, right brain, and from love, right? Now the king do have the capacity for love, but his final decisions are always made with the intellect first, the logical mind, where the queen will rule her empire, for lack of a better term, with love and compassion as the dominant. So it's yin and yang, right? The queen has the ability to tap into the masculine, and vice versa. The king has the ability to tap into the other, but is what dominant side, right? So I really feel a balancing act coming for you right now. I really feeling like some emotional release is going to happen, and it's going to be a balancing act, right? You're going to be able to wear that crown proudly, right now. So we already know the Queen of Wands is the witchiest witch of the deck, right? And then no figure in our collective reading, we got the Queen of Cups, which is the one who is divinely. To me, whenever the Queen of Cups come out, I always say Spirit got a message for somebody somewhere, right? Because the Queen of Cups, because she's that double water element, she's divinely connected into love, and she's able to that's her ticket to the divine is love, right? She's able to give and receive on many different levels, right? So I don't want to get too far into the Queen of Cups, right? Because we got here the Queen of Wands here, all right? So embrace your ability to manipulate the elements, right? Embrace the four green hearts, etc., etc., right? So here she comes, the Queen of Wands, the phoenix in our bones, right? Listen, the phoenix in our bones. After the loss, after the questioning, she still rises. She doesn't wait for permission to shine. She doesn't wonder if she's too much, right? You are the first order of business moving forward, okay? Your happiness is of the utmost importance moving forward. Only thing I would recommend is that you allow the hero's journey to guide you, right? And we could definitely talk about that, right? But the Queen of Wands plants her seeds in herself and watches them bloom. Okay, so this is a heavy emphasis on you being first. All right. This queen is our reminder that we don't have to play small to survive. We are powerful, magnetic, and full of fire. This card says that what if we stop doubting our magic? I ask again, what if we stop doubting our magic? And what did I just say? Our ability to manipulate the elements around us, okay? What if we let people feel our heart without, I'm sorry, our heat without apology, right? What if we allow people to feel our heat without apology? This new moon, we planted confidence, we planted the creative fire, we plant the ability to walk into a room and let our spirit speak first. We've done the shadow work, now we show up, right? So what this is saying is that to fully integrate into the person you want to be, when you do the internal work, now it's time for you to step out into the world with the confidence, understanding, and remembering that you did the praying, the manifesting, the crying, right? You done did the fasting and everything that you needed to do to open the path up. Now it's time for you to walk in that path boldly and proudly, right? Shoulders back, chin up like a proud peacock, right? I love that because this guy named Sean Vega, y'all will like him. He do yoga videos, right? And he was one of the yoga poses. He was like you gotta be like a strong peacock. But anyways, you gotta watch it too. It's funny. Trust me, it's funny, right? But again, the Queen of Wands is the epitome of where you going, right? Now you've cleared the path to say, this is what I want, right? Put your foot down when I say this. This is what I want, stomp, okay? This is what I need, stomp, and ain't nobody gonna stand in my way. Stomp down again, right? Stomp 3 times, right? I am the Queen of Wands, meaning that I am the master of my desires. And it's time for me to bring those into fruition. Now, let me explain to you something, what's so magical about this Queen of Wands. If you notice, right, we got to what? The page, the Knight of Wands. Remember, we was in Egypt in the desert, right? Now, you answer me this. Where the hell did she find a motherfucking sunflower in the desert? Where? How? Right? So what this is representing is that she's found the fire within her, hence the Leo, right? And now she's an unstoppable force because she tamed the lion, which is what? The sun card, right? So the next step for you in evolution is the sun card, being able to master the inner strength. But right now, what I want you to do is focus on nurturing the qualities of the sunflower within yourself. Okay? Nourish the qualities of the sunflower within yourself, and that's going to be the key of opening you up, right? That's going to be the key, right? So for the rest of this year, Teresa, for the rest of 2025, we collecting the 4 crowns, right? We mastering the 4 queens, right? And we already on the precipice of 2. But only thing I would say is that you just be ready to put forth the effort, right? So we got a donation-based reading I want to get to. Remember that you can always follow up on your readings. I don't think I would ask to just make sure when you taking notes of the reading, take notes of the cards too. Because if you hit me up for a free consultation, I might not be able to remember all of the cards, okay? So just because I removed these cards doesn't mean that your turn is over, right? If you got any questions, comments, or concerns about the reading, we can go ahead and do so. But I just wanted to go ahead and get the cards shuffled up. So while you gather your comments, Teresa, I just want to say that we are planting discernment right now. We are planting emotional release, and we are planting sovereignty. We're planting seeds that feed not just our goals, but our radiance. No more dimming, no more delay. We are the altar. We are the altar. Now it's time for us to gather energy and project it out, right? With the Queen of Wands. We are the altar, right? It's time we honor ourselves like sacred ground. right? Right now, you got the Midas touch, right? I want you to go into meditation, and when you go into I am peaceful, loved, healthy, and wealthy, I want you to picture yourself with the Midas touch, and everything that you touch turn into gold. Every single thing, right? It ain't not one thing that don't deserve your grace. And I want you to be proudly, I want you to proudly do it, right? I want you to proudly do it. Because from this point on, you dictate the path. No. Come on, it ain't no I will try. No, the Queen of Wands, when you really got that fire in you, is you supposed to say, KP, it's already done. Right? We in the Bible it say come boldly to the throne. Right? And if you there we go, I will do it. It's already done. Right? We decree and we declare. Right here, right now, we decree and we declare. I feel like I gotta say this before we get to this donation-based read. Let me put these cards down, right? Teresa, do me a favor. Rub your hands together real fast to heat them up real quick. Rub them together, rub them together, right? And I want you to feel the heat, right? And I want you to understand that you have the ability to and hold your hands about maybe an inch or two apart, right? And I just want you to feel your palms. Just feel your hands, your fingers, everything, right? And I want you to close your eyes and just relax and hear my voice for a second. The energy that you feel pulsating every time you breathe, every time your heart beat, and even if you say, I am peaceful, loved, healthy, and wealthy, when you feel those vibrations flow through your hands, you understand that you are able to generate energy from nothing, right? You are the 0 point. So right here, right now, you got to understand that you are the 0 point, meaning that you are the beginning of creation. It's not because you're a woman or you're a feminine. It's because you are a divine being on this planet, right? We master masculine and feminine as divine beings. It doesn't matter where we start, meaning our gender, we master everything, right? So whenever we manifesting, whenever we prophesying, whenever we speaking things into existence, we always got to speak from the highest point possible. And the reason why is because we know there's a million things that can go wrong, right? But we understand that we are able to persevere over any and everything. So there's no use for even worrying about situation or circumstances because we can and we will always, right? You being the Queen of Wands is you can and you will always. Why? Because your heart is leading the way. That's the key to fulfillment. And this is the 9 year of fulfillment year, right? Fulfillment comes from us defining what success is, right? Letting go of the past, right? You got to make a decision right here and right now, right? While your hands are still about an inch apart, you got to say this out loud. And I want you to feel the vibrations in your hands, right? And I want you, what's up, Shamika? Peace, love, health, and wealth. I want you to say to yourself, I forgot what I was about to say. You need to declare and decree right now that from this point forward, you let go of all negative emotions, whatever. Though the memories may remain, the emotional ties to the memories are done. Now we just hold on to the memories until we learn the lesson. And then once you do that, every memory that you have that you already learned the lesson from, go ahead and put it away peacefully, right? Maybe you can picture yourself putting those things into a box, writing them down on a letter, and then putting them in a box and locking it forever, right? But I want you to declare and decree that no matter what is coming in front of you, you're not going to be held back by past emotions anymore. Because the key is here, especially, right? Looking at the queen, I mean the 8 of wands, right? Looking at the 8 of swords. I'm sorry, I'm drunk as hell. Looking at the 8 of swords, we understand that the prison that we've been in the past comes from the ego being influenced by what other people have said and thought and felt about us. But as the Queen of Wands, we understand that now I blaze the path. I am what can somebody from KP's research team please remind the beautiful gypsy of what the meaning of the sunflower is, so we can be on the same accord. And on that same accord, we understand what energy that we're going to nurture within ourselves, right? And you know, and I'm really speaking like this to not only just motivate you, but anybody else who is getting anything from this reading, and still sometimes they feel like I'm going to try or I'll do the best that I can do. It's not that I don't applaud that, but I want us to be able to take that further. So if you came to KP with the ability to try, now I want you to leave KP with the ability to do, right? Any and everything. And it all starts with you making a promise to yourself that I had let go of all of the negative emotions, etc., 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 that's attached to memories, because that's going to directly clear the path for us to wear those two crowns, right? The emotional path, and then the desirable path, where our wants and needs is put on the forefront. And you know, looking at your cards, that's something else I wanted to note real fast before I get on to the next reading, which is, this has been a common theme that's been coming up, is people putting things on hold because they feel like it might slow them down. um I want you to fully embrace whatever your spirit is bringing to the forefront right now as that Queen of Wands, and as we welcome in the energy of the Queen of Cups. All right, I want you to authentically love yourself and use your imagination to picture peace, love, health, and wealth, and whatever that means to you. All right. It's going to be very important to replace, when you consciously let go of those negative feelings and emotions. It's going to be important to reconnect to something. And the most important thing to reconnect with is the things that will truly make you happy, right? Whether it's a puppy dog, a husband, right? Which can be the same thing sometimes, jokey joke, right? But whatever it is, there we go. So this is what I want you to foster within yourself, right? As the Queen of Wands. And as you foster those things as the Queen of Wands within yourself, it's going to open you up to be the Queen of Cups. All right. Okay, so warmth, spiritual radiance, connecting to higher ideals and emotions. Sunflowers also represent seeking truth and enlightenment, mirroring their constant reaching for the sun's light. Um, Remember, when we get to these groups, and they, you know, and these spiritual people, they always talk about the divine light and stuff like that. On the third dimension, what they talking about is information. What they trying to tell you is put information above all. All right. If you got the opportunity to learn something, take advantage of it. All right. Everybody is born with the ability to feel. 222. Yes, Lord. Everybody is born with the ability to feel, but what separates the champs from the chumps is being able to put your ego aside and understand that your cup is always halfway empty, because it's always something for you to learn. All right. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and ask Jizzle, what we doing with this reading? All right. Do you want an oracle and a three-piece? What you want to do? Let me know what you want to do. All right. So T, not to put you on the spot though, but if you ready to work, you know what I'm saying? I have put some energy towards some of those things that you was texting me. And hopefully you, if you've still been dealing with any blockages from any of those things, then let me know, and then we can put some more positive energy towards it. But just let me know, and we can definitely you know, work that out. And also let me know what you want your promo to say. All right, but you just got to tell your friends that you paid, so they'll pay for their promo. All right, that's why I tell Jizzle, I'll be like, Jizzle, tell your friends you pay 100 a week for promo, and then tell them that your channel has grown exponentially. Don't ever give them numbers, just say big names, just say big words, right? Just say big words. All right. So what we doing? Okay, you want a general? You just want a general? All right. So what? All right. So I do want to. I think I'm gonna start off with love oracle cards for you. Uh, the other day I dusted the love oracle cards off and they was hitting on all cylinders. So I'm gonna try to see if we can tap back into that. All right. So what I want to do here is I only want to use these cards until we get a clear message. Okay. It doesn't necessarily have to do with romance per se, what we looking for, but we just looking for a clear, concise message. I think this would be a great way to utilize the cards where we both can use our intuition on one particular thing. Um, okay, so the first thing first, we got pain. Okay, it says apprehensive, afraid, and cautious. All right, so tell me what's resonating with you, and tell me if we need to pull another card or not. All right, guided. You still in the building? I think you the next one on the list. All right, guided. So also for the members, let me know what y'all want from members only content. All right, if y'all a member, no matter what level, it's only up to y'all. I'm a get back online and look for. But you got to tell me what you resonating with first, though. I asked you a question. Don't skip it. So, what about this card resonates with you? All right. Uh, it doesn't have to be pain, but it can be apprehensiveness or whatever. But yeah, that's funny as hell. All right. So we got another card waiting for you. I just want to know what's resonating with you on this card, real quick. Pain, trust issues. Okay, that sounds about right. All right. So, secondly, we got return, second chance, opportunity, making amends. All right. Do we need another card, or are you tapping out? What is resonating with you on this return card? So, what I'm seeing here is that every single time that you open yourself up for love, for an opportunity, maybe the fear return is what I'm seeing. You can tell me I'm wrong, but that's just what I'm seeing. She said yes. Another one. All right. So I want to ask you: is this the final card, or are we going to pull one more after this? Do you want this to be the final card? Oh well, it don't. So it don't have to be second chance. What I'm picking up on is opportunity. So what I'm picking up on is whenever you try to open yourself up for an opportunity, you get apprehensive and afraid because you don't want to be hurt again. That's I don't want so whatever is not, I don't want you to focus on it, okay? So yes, what? Yes, this going to be the final card. I looked at it. So I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I just want to know, is this going to be the final card? So whenever we doing these readings, whatever we don't want to manifest, then we don't focus on it. We don't even talk about it, okay? All right. So I think the chat catching up now. Shout out to Nightbot. I like this. This a fun little game right here at 122. All right. So is this the final card? That's the only thing I want to know right now. That's what I'm waiting on right now. Is this the final card? Two more? No, you can't say two more now. I just wanted. Okay, so I'm gonna take that as a yes. Okay, so what's resonating? What's resonating right now? right? So we got. So am I right with the apprehensiveness? Like you want to start something new, you looking for a new opportunity, but you just scared. That's what I'm picking up. So is that what's stopping you from becoming the Queen of Cups again, or the Queen of Wands? Since we got the sunflower here, man, I really love them sunflower cards. Every card that got a sunflower in it, I love it. All right, yes and yes. All right, boom. All right, peace. So it says balance, harmony, and friendship. So you looking for peace, you looking for balance, you looking for harmony, and maybe you looking to start something slow. All right. So is the fourth and now I didn't look at this card, but I want to know, is this fourth and final card? I mean, is this fourth card going to be the final card? Tell me what we talking about. Because I think you said you wanted one more card at least. Well, you said you wanted two. I want to play this game again with somebody. All right, this the final one? All right. Elusiveness. Oh, dishonesty, deception, and trickery. I think you dealing with a ghost. I really, oh, she back with the big hearts. Okay, then with the big dogs. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Oh, you gotta send me them emojis again. I forgot all about them emojis. I gotta get reminded to do so. ChatGPT, remind me in 1 hour to make the new emoji. I think they changed the emojis. I think they changed the emojis. Gypsy, if you stick around, we could play this card game too a little bit. Maybe I'll mix it up for the next person. All right. So what are we seeing here? So what I'm picking up on is that the trust issues is still lingering around. Every single time you look for an opportunity, you just get held back because you're scared, right? I feel like you're looking for peace, but you need to start things off slow. Oh, you got to go back to work. Okay, then. All right, take care then. My bad. I didn't even know you was at work. All right. So I want to know what's going on with this elusive. What I'm seeing is that the past is elusive, meaning that you keep looking back over your shoulder for a ghost that's not there. That's what I'm seeing. I don't know. I don't know. Well, I don't even know what that means. You gotta school me, schooly red. You gotta school me, shorty. Okay, so what's going on with this elusive card? You said try again. You think she should pull another card? All right. So the crowd says another card. Oh my god. So I was right. So this is the curse card. It says hex witchcraft, but at the bottom it says what? Negative mind. So I think the ghost that's following you, that whatever's causing you fear, I think it's safe for you to let go of those fears. I think your fear is keeping the ghost alive. Your fear is the only thing that's keeping you from being happy. That's what I see. I don't know what you see. You can tell me what you see. Tell me what's really going on. Drizzy back up in this thing. I'm ready. What's happening? Who possessed? So what we doing next? I'm telling you, it's something you got to let go of. It's something that you got to say, you know what? I'm not going to let this thought, this fear hold me back no more. That's the only thing standing in your way is you thinking that something bad is going to happen. When you do that, you're manifesting bad things to happen. You're manifesting things to make you right. Look, what I want you to do is to be able to manifest above and beyond that, because my thing is that that's low level energy, and unfortunately you can't get rid of those people. You can't. Thank you. Thank you. Who is this? The energy of my house it used to not agree with me. I don't know what you mean. Seven hills. I don't know what you mean. You gotta rewrite that. Uh my challenge to you is, what do we gotta do to manifest above that, because we can't get rid of those people. And I don't know to what level they bother you, but at least from my point of view, um it's not really much going on. So again, is your will to succeed greater than your fear of failing? I need an answer to that. I need a yes or a no on that one. All right. What? Come on, man. I'm being serious, man. I'm being dead serious. And so is that what we're going to consult the cards for? Shit, I am to going for it no matter what. Okay. So my question is, the reason why I stopped on this subject is because that's what you said is what you said. So to me, if that's the first thing that pop up, 9 times out of 10, that's something that needs to be addressed. And so, since that's something that need to be addressed, is that something we need to consult the tarot cards for? Maybe. So I want to know. So what I'm thinking is, how do we overcome? So do we? Are we in agreement on what we looking at here with these cards, or am I off? You got to let me know before we move forward because I want to know how we can overcome what we just said. Right? Of course, we can say pray, meditate, right, light a candle, whatever, right? But for some people, we got to come up with a game plan. So all right. All right. So let's see what we can come up with then. Give me a second. Let me shuffle them up. Let me shuffle them up. Let me shuffle them up. Let me wash my butt. All right. So, what is the biggest emotion that this person make you feel? Whether they in person, not in person. Whenever you think about the person, talk about the person. What goes on? Okay. Oh, all these cards is cooking today. Ooh-wee. Okay. Yeah, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. All right. So, um, you got some very strong energy coming up here. Um, so if I'm not mistaken, we was asking Tarot like how to overcome um the past fears, and so you got some very strong masculine energy here actually. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so the first card we got here is going to be the King of Cups. Understand, this is the ultimate balance between brain heart coherence. So how I perceive these cards as somebody who's possibly coming in um to support or how I perceive these cards really as a personality or personality traits and what to expect. I think maybe this is something that these that I'm going to share here, I think are things that would make you feel comfortable and to help you release and open yourself up to love. I think what's going on really is the fact that you need to feel sure and certain about what you look for because you don't want to fail again, and being afraid to fail again is not the right attitude. You got to be willing to try again and fail, but you got to be willing to try to get it right, even if it means failing. You're willing to try. Okay. Okay. So, maybe it's a couple different ways we can look at this, right? One way I look at this is what you could be manifesting in your life right now, And another way we can look at it as you tapping into masculine energy to be able to manifest the thing. So it's one way I'm looking at these cards. What you should be looking for, possibly in a partner, and the qualities that you're going to need to be manifest and be like an energetic match. Okay. So before we get to that, let's break down the cards, okay? So the King of Cups, the Emperor, and the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so we made the hardest choice already. We walked away, and while the part of us that is still shaking in the debris of the toxic chapter, another part of us is standing taller than ever before. We're not just healing; we're preparing because Spirit is sending something better, and not just extreme, not just externally. I'm sorry. Uh, because Spirit is sending us something better, not just externally. We're becoming better, clearer, and stronger. So the longer that we wait for what we want, the clearer the vision gets, right? The King card, 1 + 4 = 5, right? So this is change and emotional mastery, right? And we use our intellect to guide us in a new direction. Okay, we're stepping into a season of emotional maturity. No more emotional chaos. No more being punished for having needs, right? And remember, this is something that we talked about already. You know what I'm saying? So this is confirmation, right? The King of Cups shows us that we are beginning or become, right? Remember what I just said. It's two ways we can look at this. This is what we are attracting, but this is also the energy that we're balancing out within ourselves, right? We're becoming someone who can hold the space, who listen, and who doesn't makes us shrink to feel safe. Okay, we're ready for love that feels like a soft anchor, not a storm. This card may also be a sign that someone emotionally steady is already approaching our path. Someone who isn't afraid of depth, but more than anything, we are learning to regulate our own tides. Okay, no more chasing validation. We become the safe harbor first. Okay. So, secondly, we already know that this card that represents the fire element, and it's the fourth card of the major arcana. And this card represents stability and structure and the mindset of divine masculine energy. So, this is left brain energy. Okay. So, again, I'm going to say it 100 more times. Not only is this the energy coming, okay, a grounding presence, whether this is someone entering our life or simply a reflection of the energy we're learning to embody, the message is the same. We are safe, honor our boundaries, okay? Remember what I keep saying. Once we do the healing and we let the heart take control, we can consciously sit back and trust the heart because the heart is always going to operate within the bounds, okay? We just have to train the heart to go for what we really want. And how do we do that? By getting into an alignment with what we really truly want and desire, okay? We do that by affirmations and meditation, visualization, whatever, right? Vision boards, etc., etc., etc. So I want you to say we are powerful when we stop making exceptions. Okay, we are powerful when we stop making exceptions. Oh, we are calling in a world that is built to last. No more guesswork, right? No more mixed signals. This card says that we are allowed to want structure, protection, and devotion. Okay, so we know what that four represents already. Okay, so this is an echo of a sentiment that we already manifest right now. All right, you got to understand that we are not too much and we are just done settling. Okay, nothing more to see here. All right, what I want, remember, I always say, No matter if you're going for a job or if you're looking for a lover, right? It's give and take, right? Not only are you a buyer, but you a seller as well. So you need to have both ends perfected, meaning you know clearly what you want and what you desire, right? That's the masculine logic brain. But you also know what you have to offer as well, and you master as many things. Okay, a lot of people think that just because this person accepts you as you is means that you don't have to grow anymore, and that's not true. I'm not saying you in specific. I'm just speaking from the heart, right? So we got Earth meets balance with duality and integration. Okay, so the Two of Pentacles is here, and now we hold to both, right? Grief and hope, healing and desire, fear and courage. The choice of the pinnacle is the reminder that we have to have it all figured out. Even if you don't exactly have everything manifested, but at least we know what direction we going in. Okay, we don't have to have it all figured out, but at least we know who we are. We know where we come from, right? And we know what direction we're going in. That's the bare minimum. Now we don't have to be a perfect dime. We don't have to have a bunch of money before we find love. We don't have to, we don't have to be perfect, but we got to know is at least know who we are and what we coming for, right? What they say, I date with the intention of marriage, stuff like that, right? Let me see what you said. We have to both people want and then one is them up and keep on. Right. I like that. So so the Two of Pentacles is a reminder that we don't have to have it all figured out. We just need to stay in motion, right? We need to just keep moving forward. We can't give up. We can't let the past slow us down. All right. We are balancing our heart and our healing and the grace that takes place from that. Okay. If love is coming, it will balance us, not tip us over. So remember, first thing first, when I tell people when love come into your life, it's going to help you. It's going to advance you. It's going to enhance you. It's not going to be a hindrance. It's not going to hold you back. And you're not going to have to work hard. It's going to be a smooth transition. All right. Anytime when getting to know somebody feels like work and stuff like that, and we're being totally honest about everything and what we want, then we got to know that we got to be careful with forcing things. Okay, we can't be forcing things right now. So this card says that the next person or partnership in general that enters our life must know how to co-regulate, not dominate. We don't need perfect. We need reciprocal. Okay, so both people, you and the person that you are supposed to be with, needs to be looking towards mastery, not perfection, right? We looking for mastery. We looking for the ability to have repeated success over and over. Um, so what can you expect? You can expect your own strength to surprise you right now. You can expect this pain to soften and to make space for something real. You can expect to start attracting people who meet your emotional, practical, and energetic realms. People who bring peace, not pressure. But most of all, you can expect yourself to rise in full queen energy, unapologetic, clear, and no longer available for half-hearted love. I repeat, no longer available for half-hearted love. So in closing, I just want to say that we are not afraid of love, only of losing ourselves. And now we are finding ourselves again. Whoever comes next must rise to meet the version of us we refuse to abandon. Okay? So the person that you're going to meet, again, like I said, is either clearing space for you to get to where y'all need to be, or is on the way doing the work and it's going to meet you there. But either way it goes, you got to make sure that your path is clear to be able to get to the destination, all right? All right, guided, how can I help you? All right, y'all. I'm here. I'm just trying these I'm about to say deodorants, Doritos. Damn, these bitches so good. How much is a box of Doritos? Down to 2 liters or 3 liters? The generic pot? They get stingy. They used to be the snack king, man. They used to have all the snacks. Who was that? What's up, T? Okay. All right. If you want, I can get you a reading. Um, you don't got to be super involved. My bad, y'all. Give me a second. I'm trying to get this pop out the refrigerator. Get me some flavor to drink. Tell me what's your flavor. I got these new Doritos called queso. They got queso Doritos, man. They are so good. I was just snacking on them. Man, I just took me a jar of salsa and put it in the freezer. I'm so thirsty to eat them Doritos with some salsa. What's up, Bright? Bright, let me borrow $1. Yeah, I was on mute. My bad. I was trying these new Doritos. What is the best way I can support my healing journey? Oh, I love that question. She said, "What is the best way I can support my healing journey?" Excuse me. I'm sorry. Oh, what a wonderful question. This is a wonderful, especially by it being the new moon energy. This is a wonderful question for the new moon. Bright, can I get you on the list for a reading? What's going on, Bright? See, you don't like my readings no more. I ain't read for you like in a month. 2, 3, 4 months. All right, here we go. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, wow. All right. So Queen energy has been very prominent here over the last day or so. So we got the Queen of Cups, King of Pentacles, and the Four of Cups. Okay. So I think we got a very clear, concise message on what you asked Terra, which is how can you um I think it says, oh shit. All right, so Okay, so I don't think this King of Pentacles is gonna be a sugar. I know you used to them sugar daddies, but this might not be it. All right, so let's take a breath and settle into this moment because spirit came through soft and clear just for you. You asked, what can you do to support your healing journey? And these cards are like a gentle hand on your shoulder and a whisper from your higher self. Um, the Queen, uh, the Queen of Cups here. This is your soul card, reminding you to feel it all and to not let any emotions go wasted. You don't have to rush to get over anything. You don't have to be strong in a way that the real healing comes from when we stop numbing and actually let ourselves feel without judgment. The Queen of Cups tells us to hold space for our emotions like a sacred ceremony because they are just that, okay? You are naturally intuitive. This means that you're going to feel things deeply, and that that is not a flaw; it's a superpower. The more you let yourself be present with your emotions and not always feel like something is wrong, not feel like you have to silence them, but just witness them, the more healing will flow through you. And this queen says that you must treat your heart like a song. I'm sorry. The queen says that you must treat your heart like it belongs to royalty. Feed it with kindness and let it rest. The King of Pentacles is very interesting because the King of Pentacles is here to say that you are more grounded than just about tears and release. It's about creating structure, stability, and security for yourself. This is the card that the provider. This is the card of the provider, and not just financially, but emotionally as well. Okay, so ask yourself, what makes me feel safe? Do more of that. That's of the utmost important. Okay, is following your heart. I want you to build habits that protect your peace, and let your soul be the ritual, not the reaction. Cook yourself nourishing food, organize your space, make your environment match the queen energy that you are stepping to. Because the king is also the sign that your healing journey may lead you to a deeper sense of worthiness, especially around what you allow into your life moving forward. Uh, you're not just healing, but you're rebuilding the throne you forgot you were meant to sit on. So when we're looking at the four cups, we know that we're looking for stability, and this card is actually calling us to pause and reflect. Um, the moment where we realize that some of what we've been holding on to emotionally is starting to weigh us down. Okay, the Four of Cups is a reminder that it's okay to be tired, right? Healing is exhausting sometimes, but don't let the weariness convince you that nothing beautiful is coming. Just because we're in a moment of emotional pause, that doesn't mean spirit forgot about us. Sometimes we're not ignoring the blessing, but we just don't recognize it. So this card is saying, don't shut your heart down because healing takes time. New energy is already forming around you. Stay open, stay curious, and be willing to see your healing as an unfolding, not a fixed destination. All right. So again, you got to continue to move forward. Okay. So what can we do now with these cards? Right now, we need to honor our emotions. We need to create a foundation that supports our growth, and we stay gently open to what is coming next, even if it doesn't look like what we expected it to look like. In closing, I just want to say that we are allowed to feel in it, and we are allowed to feel it all. right? And believe in the miracle. We are allowed to rest and still be rising, okay? Healing is not a race, it's a return. And the body we are coming home to is ourselves, all right? So you got to put yourself front and center, okay? Remember, even on a bad day, if we can persevere and get 1% better on a bad day, then that's better than most will ever do. I don't want you to focus on the ups and downs. I just want you to focus on being balanced as you move forward, okay? You would know what to do and when, but you just got to be able to trust that you can sit back and let your heart lead the way, okay? Know that your dreams and your desires becomes the foundation of the reality that you manifest. So without you being directly in tune with that, then things are going to be rocky until you balance that out. Okay. So who is next? I think there was no line. Wait, that person that dropped the super chat, they never clarified on what they're talking about. I think Bright was next. But what happened to the person who dropped that super chat? Still never seen them clarify what they were saying in that super chat. I almost forgot about that super chat. Man, them Doritos smell good, man. I want some more of them Doritos. Mmm. Oh, I can't wait for that salsa to get cold. All right, how can I help you, Bright? Did you want a question? Did you just want a general reading? And what to expect for the new moon? Maybe what seeds to plant in the new moon? Yeah, I saw them say hi, but that was it. I was trying to ask them because they were saying something about, I don't even remember. They repeated themselves, but it just didn't make sense. I don't know, man. But thank you for the super chat. Boing, yoing, yoing. Okay, so what approach to the new moon are we taking? Are we taking what's to come? Are we taking what seeds to plant, maybe, or just general guidance? All right, you. Thank y'all for stopping by. All right, so you want to know what's to come. Are you looking for love? All right, what is your stance on love right now? Are you open to love? I think you told me you were single. Are you open to getting to know somebody right now? I don't know what that process looks for you in your life. And what's your sign again, Bright? All right. Mm. Oh wow, what a spread. Okay. All right. Okay, so we start off with two major arcana cards back to back. Um, the first card you get is the Scorpio card, which is the Death card, embracing transformation. Uh, the second card is going to be the Wheel of Fortune, right? And then the third card is going to be the Two of Swords. Okay, so the new moon Cancer is a reboot for the soul. It's a tender yes, but also a quietly powerful one. The Cancer moon pulls us on our emotional ties, but as a Virgo, that can feel messy. Uh, Healing doesn't always have to look neat, right? This is a part of the journey where we let go, we trust the shift, and we finally choose differently. All right. Um, this card is saying it plainly, the death card, that something is ending, not to punish us, but to prepare us. Uh, we are not who we were in the past, and we are not meant to carry the old version of ourselves into the new chapter. Death is the scene. I'm sorry. Death, in this sense, is sacred. It's the compost of our evolution. There's something we've been outgrowing, a belief, a dynamic, a version of ourselves that kept shrinking to stay that kept shrinking to stay safe. Now the moon is helping us release. We're not dying, we're shedding. This is the kind of ending that makes space for the truth, but it doesn't come without grief. Let's honor that too, okay? So the Wheel of Fortune is about expansion and fate. Okay, the number break down to one, which is about new beginnings, cycles, and divine timing. Okay, so this is the fate card. Um, right after the death comes the wheel, because the universe wastes nothing. All right. The wheel of fortune says that whatever falls away is clearing the path for what's meant to be. This card tells us that change is already in motion. We not see it all yet, but we can feel it. Okay? The new moon isn't just a release, it's a reset. We're entering a new cycle, one that aligns with uh, where we uh, where we are really headed. The wheel reminds you that you don't have to force anything, just don't fight anything, whether it's coming or going in your life. All right, the people, patterns, and the places that no longer resonate are naturally being removed. And so, with those being removed, you might ask, KP, oh great wise one, the number one Scorpio in the land, right? What is going to fill the void of the things that's leaving? What do I have to look forward to? Well, what you have to look forward to, young grasshopper, is something that's aligned with your growth, with your truth, and what you're expanding within yourself. We just have to make space for the expansion. All right. So the two of swords represents duality and choice, right? Inner tension, right? So here at the crossroads, the two of swords tells us that even though the outside world is shifting, the real question lies within. Will we choose something new or cling on to the familiar? This card asks us to look at what we're avoiding, a truth we've been hesitant to face, or a decision we've been afraid to make. Um, the moonlight is soft right here. We're not being rushed for anything. We're being asked to gently put the sword down and trust our inner knowing. Virgo knows. Oh, I'm sorry. Virgos love clarity, but sometimes clarity only comes after surrender. All right. Um, so, what can you expect from these cards? You can expect a powerful release, a sudden shift in energy, and that's going to lead to a very soul deep decision. point. This Cancer new moon is opening up a threshold, but we have to choose to walk through it. This isn't a breakdown; it's a breakthrough in disguise. It might be, it might not be clean, but it's divine in nature. What we let go of right now will bless us in ways we can't yet to imagine. All right, we let it in, we let it turn, and now we choose the path we always meant to walk, where we were always meant to walk. No more waiting, no more wondering, just the quiet courage to say yes to the new. All right. So hopefully, those cards resonated with you. I got a few minutes if you want to have any questions, comments, or concerns, or you can always follow up in private. When the music stops, we all put our hands up. No controlling yourself at a diddy party. Think I seen you here before. Think I remember those eyes, eyes, eyes. Cause baby tonight, DJ got us falling in love. So bright, bright, dance like it's the last night of your life. Life wanna get you right. So, in my experience, you constantly getting the two of swords is saying that somehow, some way, you are not making the right decisions. Somehow, some way, you are not getting into that clearing, that opening. And now I might be wrong. I might be wrong. But the reason why the waters is behind her, and the waters is rocky, but the reason why the waters is behind her is because we got to make sure that we making decisions that's quote unquote smart. Not saying that you make unsmart decisions, but what are you? My question is, what are you basing your decisions off of? Right? I know a lot of people, they use their background, their parents, or the culture that they brought up in, or what would Jesus do. Um, but my question to you is that what swords are you using to base your decision off of? Oh well, so that means that you facing. That means that you unblindfolded and facing the rocky waters. You know yourself and turn away from the rocky waters. Remember, you can never fail. You can never ever fail when you do things in good faith. But it's when you scared that the good faith is going to be squandered or not reciprocated or whatever is when you start to have those blockages. So win, lose, or draw, we do what we got to do, and we rest our hat on the fact that we did everything we could do in the moment. You feel me? Mm, I think that might be something that we're gonna have to talk about in private. You're more than welcome to hit me up. If you're ready to really talk about that, but I just know that it's gonna require a lot. Thank you. Well, only thing I'll say is that only thing you got to do is step forward. Um, only thing you got to do is speak up, right? And the reason why I say that is because when you're on a healing journey, you got to be able to recognize where you at on your own journey. Um, only thing I would say is that it ain't no time like the present. I think most of the time when it happens, I mute it on purpose. Unless it was just buffering. No. 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 But typically it won't go out in the middle of me talking unless there's something wrong with the internet. But only thing I say is ain't no time like the present. Take advantage of the services that's provided. The only thing I ask is that if you can, reciprocate the energy. But that ain't gonna stop me from helping. Just be ready to be helped. All right, y'all. So we've been here for almost 2 hours. Um, make sure you go back and watch this. Make sure you take notes before you hit me up. But it might be time for you to hit me up. All right. So I'm about to do some slave work. I mean, some housework. And maybe play the game for a few minutes. And so, y'all know how to get in tune with me. Y'all know how to get in touch with me. I want to say that it's been an honor and a pleasure to be of service. And I wouldn't rather be nowhere else but here. So if you know what I'm about to say it with me. My name is not important, but what is the fact that I'm here on behalf of Sacred Self Healing Center, where the heart is the center for healing. I understand, excuse me, that peace, love, health, and wealth is of the highest order right now. And if you want to get in touch with that, then get in touch with me. So, peace, love, health, and wealth. Anything else, put it back on the shelf. Why? Because I ain't buying it. Peace. Bye-bye.